how to get success with B2B marketing, video marketing. I know it's hard because you need to compete with other videos that we have online, but you need to cover your audience. I'm so excited to discuss this topic with Sergey Ross. How are you?
Hi, Anatoly. Great. Thank you for inviting me. I really like the intro. That looks amazing. Whatever these guys doing, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, my team is in Ukraine, and it's interesting because I never give them the exact task what they need to create. I just tell them, okay, I have a guest, please create something short but interesting. Don't copy others, be specific,
Yeah.
and they play with that. So they changed a few formats, and we are looking for ways how to improve it. So yeah, something like this.
No,
Okay,
great
Sergey.
intro. Yep.
We had a podcast that was enjoyable, fun, valuable. Uh, Remind about your experience, background, business for new listeners that we get on our podcast, and tell why you pay so much attention to video marketing.
Certainly. I'll make it brief. So because I think if you guys are listening, you can always go back to the previous episode. We talked about video as well, talked about content before in quite in depth. Now, so who I am, I'm a marketer. I do content marketing and video marketing at the moment. I've worked in marketing for 6-7 years, probably. I've covered all kinds of areas, demand generation, marketing operations. And then I went into content marketing, specifically working on podcast production, LinkedIn posts, and then into video, doing a YouTube video on my own channel, doing YouTube for other clients that I'm working with right now. And then recently, 5 months ago, I co-founded a company called Sway, where we produce B2B videos fully remotely. And we do that for B2B companies in a slightly different way, and that they could get value and they could get impact for their campaigns that translates into sales. So this is a very brief intro.
Yeah, nice, nice. Love it, love it. Okay, let's talk about something that it's hard to reply to answer to this question. But anyway, I get this question a lot about viral videos, and I love the story from Lloyd Richards. He published a book 11 years ago, and he spent like 14 years to write a single book,
Mhm.
many years. Then he used many different marketing and sales methods, channels, but it didn't work. So he couldn't sell this book like random sales. Then his daughter posted content on TikTok about this book from account with 0 followers. This
Mhm.
video became viral. Plus 50 million people watched this video, and today this book is bestseller on Amazon. It's interesting. Of course, I'm curious. I watched this video a few times, trying to understand how to win 50 million people.
Mhm.
And what I found, it's not like nice looking design. No, just simple design. But that was true story, a simple story
Yes.
that it's honest, it's transparent. Many epithets we can use, but I enjoyed this video, and
Right.
yeah, this video can catch attention, and it provokes curiosity. What kind of book is this? I want to read this book because, yeah, the author spent 14 years, and what I can tell about this video, it's
Mhm.
creative. It's not like copying others, not dancing, not singing, not trends, just creative video. Can you tell how to become creative in your video content?
Yeah, it was a great build up. How do you become creative? I look. I think it's about you consuming different types of content, and speaking with people and reading and actively practicing. There's no one simple way to do it. I'll give you my example. I watch a ton of YouTube videos. I like watching movies. I would read things. I would listen to things. I like music. And so when I'm creating a new video, I will have lots of ideas what I could do, what I would want, what style I want to try, what format I want to try. But then subconsciously you relate to different things that you watched, and you watch it because you enjoy it. So you consume a lot of these things because you enjoy them, and then your mind does all the karate, black belt level, that tries to put it together, package it together into different things, and then at a certain point you put it to an ultimate test. you make a video and then you put it to the audience, and the audience will say, this is great, or this is absolutely awful. And that's most of the time it doesn't go very well, but sometimes it does. So it's really a process of consumption and seeing how others do it. And at first, you certainly copy. You copy others, you copy other styles, and that's okay. Over time, you develop your own style, like you said, and it's a lot to do with the creative approach. It's a lot to do with your personality and the type of video you want to make. But it does absolutely start with consumption, and just seeing what others do, how they do, what is their methodology, and tap it into specific things that you enjoy. What you find quirky, what do you find weird about this specific thing? Example, you're reviewing glasses, for example. There are lots of glass reviews on YouTube. What you want to focus on is the specific things that you thought were weird about these glasses or were really cool about these glasses. That's what makes the video unique. That's what will make people are interested, because I could guarantee you that whatever you find cool or weird, there's going to be a lot of people who will think the same thing. But if you just review the product in the same way as everybody else, well, it will be basically the same thing. And that's what most people are doing. Now, of course, product review is just one specific format. There's so many others, like interview we're doing now, like monologues, like vlogs, and all other things. So yeah, I would think about it this way.
Yeah. Sergey, I have the question about finding the balance between consistency or frequency, because I think that content creators often misunderstand frequency, consistency, because consistency doesn't mean that you need to publish every single day. It means that you need to be consistent in that way. And I see two styles. For example, Gary Vee, he can post a lot of video content every single day, and it's not like nice looking design. Yeah, he loves to inspire others, and people love it, so he I think he has some viral videos, but in most cases they don't, they're not virals, but he got engagement every single day just to increase, and we see the success. His company has more than 2,000 employees, well-known brand. And another way is to pay attention to quality as much as possible. It takes time to film a video. For example, you need to research, to analyze, to create something. So can you tell how to find the balance for new content creators between frequency and consistency?
Yeah, no, it's a great question, and I mean, I'm going through this. I went through this. I'm going through this, and I'm still experimenting with this. But I have a pretty good. I have a strong opinion on this. I think you're right. Briefly, there are two approaches. By and large, one is you create fewer videos, but you create them with better quality, with more research, that are more fun to watch. Second approach, you create more videos every day, every second day, but they're not as well produced. Both approaches work. That is really key. Both could work. You could produce one video a week. You could produce one video every 2 weeks, and it's going to be like a mini documentary. It will probably work. You can do every video per day, and that will work. When you are starting out, and if I were to start out right now, I would absolutely create one video either every day or one video every second day. So 4 videos a week, 5 videos a week, absolutely. And try as hard as possible to ignore the quality and ignore the fact that it looks shitty. The reason why, it's because what you're looking to do at the beginning is purely to learn how to be better on camera. You're looking to learn the mechanics. You're looking to build the habit, and you're looking to learn as much as possible about the craft, not necessarily production, unless you're a video editor. Most of us who are in the video are not necessarily there because we are the best editors in the world. We are there because we could tell a story. We are there because we could do things with our hands or something else. So you want to do more quantity, not the quality. And as a matter of fact, that's what I'm doing. I will be producing 3 videos. I think it's 3 videos a week, which is not ideal because I personally prefer higher quality videos. I love highly produced videos, but at the same time, I feel, because I do report on the war in Ukraine, the events are moving so quickly that by the time I tell one story, it's already a little bit out of date. There's new event happened yesterday. There's something that's going to happen tomorrow. I need speed. So I need to kind of give up a little bit on the production. But that's the way that I would consider this this question.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, yeah, it's terrible in Ukraine, but Ukraine provides a good job, to change the world that we know. And
Yes,
I
yes.
think the same issue we had in many other countries, including the US. The US had in history yes, many wars. And it's only one way to build democracy. We need to destroy regimes that we have. Okay,
Yes.
Sergey, let's talk about something that pushes people, that push people to bounce videos. For
Mhm.
example, on YouTube, 80% of people leave videos in the first 20 seconds. I think
Mhm.
we have the same issue on TikTok. When I take TikTok, I usually make like this if I don't like the content. By the way, it's interesting that I removed TikTok for some time.
Oh,
Let
really?
me explain why. Yeah, because TikTok learned all my mind, and TikTok shares only content that I like so much. And after spending 2 hours to watch all these videos, I got it. No way, I need to pay attention to my job. I love video content, but I have no time to watch this content. And
That's it.
every single time when I decided to watch TikTok, I usually do it in restroom. But after restroom, I keep watching all these videos because TikTok provides a good job to learn. I don't know, interests, recommendations.
Incredible.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah, I'm going to create a new account. Hope TikTok will not know for some time. What I like to watch.
Incognito, incognito. Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to ask you about algorithms. I watched interview with Mr. Beast, and he
Mhm.
told how he learned YouTube. He spent like 10 hours a day to watch all YouTube videos, to analyze why people are watching this video, how videos can retain people longer. But I think algorithms are changing, but humans are the same, psychology
Mhm.
the same. I love marketing books that were written many years ago, like before digital, and I can relate all these insights to
Yeah.
existing digital format. Can you tell about creating non-boring content? How to create non-boring content for B2B. Okay, I need to share value. I need
Mhm.
to help others, but if it's boring, nobody cares. Now people don't like it. So, any tips about that?
Yeah, yeah, it's yeah. B2B is a bit different in a sense that, like to be, even before that, fundamentals rarely change. Fundamentals rarely change. If you make a video that is interesting, that keeps people watching, probably algorithm will recommend it. So yes, it's worth spending quite a bit of time just looking at how do you hook the readers, the viewers, but then fundamentals are not that different. Like it's not all about the hashtags. Yes, all of that matters, hashtag, thumbnails, titles, that matters, but fundamentally you need to show something really interesting, really cool. How do you make so that's on a general level. There's a big difference between B2C and B2B. B2B is generally very niche, so most of the videos don't reach more than 10,000 views by and large. If they do, that's quite rare. So it is harder. It's a lot harder to go viral, but the fundamentals are still the same. What really matters is your personality. Personality is a really big factor. A lot of times, especially in B2B, people are a little bit, they're either not great on video, and maybe they're a little fake, maybe they're a little bit too, they don't have enough energy. That happens so often. So you want to have a good personality, strong energy to be on video. That's the first fundamental thing. If that is not there, unfortunately, the best script is not going to save you. And I've seen that happen. They have an amazing script, just doesn't work. Then it is about the story. It is about the story. Like, can you show something that people really want to know? And I would say one of the really key components is when you're working on a script is being truly honest. Is this really the new thing? Is this really, or maybe not new, but is it really like something that is truly valuable to people? Or it's kind of valuable, but we just need to push the video. So that's what we're going to do. Typically, the content that does very well has a lot of value, fundamental value that you're really showing your experience. A lot of times it's like, hey, I sent this 1,000 emails. Here's what happened. Here's how this email gave me an opportunity of 1 million plus Those are really cool, and you're actually showing it. People are going to watch that. So it generally, fundamentally needs to be compelling, because a lot of times it's just not compelling. It's not interesting, and we lie to ourselves saying, "No, it's all right. It's not too bad." No, it is terrible. It is terrible. And then you are not. Are you going to watch your own video? If you're not going to watch your own video, then this is your answer, right? So there's some truth behind that. And then just nailing the basics of editing, adding a little bit of an intro, a little bit of a hook. Hey, here's what I'm going to show you. Here's how this works. Adding a contrarian or adding a thought-provoking statement at the beginning, and not being too clickbaity, I would say. So like you're promising something in the title, you're promising something in the first line of the video, and you're not delivering. Probably not a good idea to do that. So I would say just these things would be quite important. Also, not making the video too long. Don't try to throw everything into one thing. Like sometimes, especially in B2B, they would have a video about, this is the ultimate B2B guide for cold email, and the video is 8 minutes long. It's too long. Nobody's going to watch that thing. Like, people don't watch that. Give me a specific information I need to know. And a lot of times it's about understanding who you're speaking to. If I know exactly who you are, and I know exactly your level of education and your level of knowledge about email, I'm going to make my script a lot shorter. I'm not going to be telling you everything about email. Email started in 1978. You know it. You know what Google is. You know what Apple Mail is. I'm going to give you the specifics that you didn't know, which makes my script a lot shorter, which makes my video infinitely more relevant to you. So it's personality, it's having a good script, it's really understanding your audience, and being able to tell a compelling story. Share experience, give specific thoughts, maybe bring something who's an expert, and most of the time it does work better.
Yeah, nice. Can you tell about this script? How to create this script? For example, if someone has no experience and wanna create this script, because I see we have no one template, for all videos.
Yeah.
For example, I enjoy. I don't know if you know this guy, Vladimir Shmudenko. But his channel calls Anatoly. Anatoly, you can search
Might have
on.
seen it. Could have seen
Yeah,
it.
you
I
can
don't
search on
know.
YouTube.
Right. Yeah.
Man, it's like it will be like TikTok, because if you watch him, this guy films pranks about bodybuilders. So he comes to gyms. He's not big, but he has power, and he can take big weights, and people are surprised. Wow, how he can do it, So yeah. I recommend anyone, if you have time, you can watch these videos because it's so viral. You will watch all his videos. And
Yes.
He created English channel like 6 months ago. Right now he has more than 1 million subscribers, a lot of million views. I don't know. It's really hard to count. But I'm interested about script. Can you tell how to create a script?
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the type of the video, but fundamentally, in generally, what you want to have is on the most basic level, you want to have some kind of a hook, something to grab people's attention. You want to have the intro to your story. You always want to think about the script as a story. What is the story? How does the story start? What is the build up to the story? Then there's a middle part of the story. Like, for example, I went outside. That's a start in that I went outside of my home. Then I saw this car crashing by, and then that's the middle part of the story. And then in the end, I reported an accident. I called 911. Fundamentally, that's really what you want to be telling, and fundamentally, that is the baseline for the script. So that's a starter. I mean, a lot of times, what you want to do is being very clear on the theme. And the theme is incredibly important. What this video is about. What is the theme of the video? The theme of the video is this about the car crash? Is this about the fact that somebody survived the car crash? You want to identify a clear, specific theme that this video answers, and make sure that the script actually doesn't deviate from the theme. And that's very difficult to do. Now, your question was a little bit different. You said, look, what is the structure? Well, the structure is you grab people's attention. You either show them something, you either tell them something they didn't know. They give them a certain fact, like, hey, can you imagine that this happened, that happened? Then one of my most successful videos on YouTube was about Putin and capitulation. I told them, hey, Putin is about to capitulate in Ukraine. And I was one of the first people who did it on YouTube. Like, that's true. And then I basically went to add other voices, the deputies from St. Petersburg who were actually realistic, like they were speaking to CNN. I cut that script in, and then I started telling the story. Here's what happened: Ukrainian counteroffensive retook the territory, size of Portugal, blah 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 blah. And then people watched a ton of it. It was like 300,000 views until it was taken down because of a 3-second copyright violation from the animation video. But you want to have a good hook. You want to have a really compelling story in the middle. You want to show your best stuff first. The best stuff always shown. You need to be showing it first, not in the end, not in the middle, not later. And then don't make the video too long, in a sense that if it doesn't specifically follow the theme of the video and the theme needs to be specific, cut it out. Cut it out. Think about your audience as much as possible when you're creating a script. Do you need this extra part? Do you need these extra words? And because every second is a big deal. I watched Casey Neistat, his course, when he was editing video and how he was doing vlog, and I was shocked at how incredibly tough he was on himself to make sure that, hey, I don't need this stuff. My audience is going to find this boring. If I'm going to add this scene must be only 3.5 seconds, only 3. I don't have more time because people's going to get bored. You're always thinking about, is it going to make my audience boring? And that is incredibly difficult to do. And I certainly don't think about it all the time, but he does. And his videos get like a millions of views. But that's what Mr. Beast does for sure. It's like people have attention span of like 10, 15, 20 seconds. And then within that time frame, things need to be changing. Something needs to be changing on the screens, changing on the story, and kind of going through that in a script is important. There are structures of script that are different, like more for example, for product introduction or for introducing your service. Then I could give you more specific steps. But on a general scale, I would just keep it as intro, hook, intro, mid part of the story, and then end story, and then like some call to action.
Yeah. Love it. Valuable. Yeah, I think, if you want to watch Mr. Beast, you need to have 20 minutes, because if I have no 20 minutes, I know this guy can hook me. I will watch until then, even if I have no time.
Yes.
And you mentioned about YouTube violation. Can you tell more about that? Because I often watch YouTube videos when they share some video content from other YouTube channels, from TV shows, and sometimes they can hide the screen and share only sound. Sometimes they can show everything from TV, from other YouTube channels. Can you tell how to take this content without violation rules?
Yeah. So I'm not an expert on copyright, but I've had quite a few videos taken down, and I had a strike on my channel, one, which is good. Now I think it's been removed. So essentially, there are channels that allow you to take their video. Like, for example, I would take a video from CNN, from Times, from Telegraph, from Bloomberg. Like, I'm allowed to take that content and repurpose it as much as I want. Sometimes, like I can retake the bit from Joe Rogan, I think, but I think they have like a limitation on the number of seconds that you're allowed to do. So it really depends. What I do and what I usually do is, for example, if I'm not certain I'm allowed to use a certain piece of content, I would download a bunch of videos that I would consider adding certain bits in my video. I would chop them up in a very rough way. I just take a few big chunks. I would put them in my timeline. I would export that video without me in it, just purely as a B-roll, essentially. And I would upload onto my channel as unlisted. So what I'm doing is I'm going to let YouTube to validate that content, and YouTube is going to tell me, is this all clean? Because I'm not sure. If it's not, then why would it be? Why would I be even wasting my time going through the video, finding the bits that I like? Because I've done that before. So the worst thing that can happen, and that's what happened to me with the Putin capitulation video, is that you finish the product, it's amazing, it works really well, and then boom, they just take you down for some small little thing that you've missed. So I would just validate that everything that I like could be used. If something is flagged by YouTube, I will get rid of that video, and I'm only going to use whatever is clean. Now, in terms of what you asked about, could you cover things with like, do you use sound? Do you use the picture? I think YouTube does. If I'm not mistaken, I think they look at the sound. I think it's sound and picture. I know I had an issue with a few bits that had I think it was Rolling Stones on. I couldn't use it, even though this was like a documentary that was technically I was allowed to use it on YouTube. So the sound could be an issue, but I don't know with the picture, like if the picture could be a problem, could be a challenge. But I would always recommend to upload it before and not even try to work it on the video until you know that it's good to go.
Nice. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Let's talk about. By the way, I often see from some bloggers can show Russian propaganda. Their TV shows when Skabeyeva, many other like Solovyov. Yeah, when they tell we will destroy Ukraine, we'll destroy all world. Enemies are everywhere. So, but they use like it's original content they use, and YouTube doesn't strike this video. So yeah, I think
I used it too. By the way, I've used Solovyov, and I've used Solovyov for sure in one of my videos, and it was fine. They didn't. I don't remember. I downloaded from somewhere, but it was just perfect clip illustrating the story, and I did use it. It is odd. For certain channels, I think the channel needs to they need to submit a strike for my channel. And sometimes they just don't do it. That said, when I had an issue with that video with a 3-second animation, that animation I downloaded from Twitter, and YouTube did not flag it. It was clean, and I uploaded it because it did so well. So many people saw it. The guy who created animation on Twitter saw it too, and because he doesn't like, he obviously doesn't want to tell people the truth, he just took it down. He submitted a strike to my channel. So I redone it. I just cut out his animation, and then I just changed it to a clip from Sky News, I think, or Sky News, and then I re-uploaded it.
Yeah. Got it. By the way, guys, if you don't know Solovyov or Skabeyeva, you mentioned them. These guys are waiting for Gaaga, the international court. So these people can poison mind of Russian people, of other people. So they work for Putin. Okay. Anyway, let's leave this. These stupid people in some places. Okay. I'm interested about selling in your video content. For example, if B2B companies create video format, can you tell how to submit call to action? Because I often see the issue when companies get a lot of views, great views, but they can't sell the product in the ad. So it's like, it's the same issue we have with website content. When websites have traffic, but traffic didn't convert, didn't sell. So any tips about that?
Yeah, I don't think it's just the video that is a challenge. If we looked at it on our website analytics as well. I don't think it is just the video itself. I think it's also to do with how well the copy is on the website, how well the service or the product is positioned. Is it clear enough for people that what exactly it is, what is the differentiator, is this really compelling for them to go and submit like the form? So what kind of form is it? How long does it take? Right. So there's a lot of these things that needs to be taken into account. If we look specifically for the video, in terms of call to action, look, I think you want to have, ideally, obviously it's only one call to action. You don't want to have more than one. You don't want to wait for the end. Preferably, you would have it somewhere in the middle, or right after, or right before the most compelling moment, you would be like, hey guys, just a quick note before we go any further. This is what I'm doing, or this is really what would help me going forward, or keep making these videos that you enjoy. Go to this channel and go sign up, fill out this form, and you could, join this or sign up for this. And this is going to allow me to get to this point, and I appreciate it. And now back to the story. So not doing it completely at the end, which of course is standard, but doing it in the middle, doing it right before the most compelling point. There's a guy who's called Mentor Pilot, incredible aviation pilot. He flies, I think he's from the UK, flies the 777 Boeing, and he has a 1.4 million people, and he does this air crash investigations, one of the best on YouTube easily. And before the most interesting point, before the actual crash, he's like, hey guys, just before we go further, a message from my sponsor. he does this pre-roll. It's great. I don't watch it, of course, I'm going to skip it, but comes right before you. Obviously, we're watching this video because we want to see when the plane's going to go down and how he's going to explain it, because his stories are phenomenal, and that's where he cuts in to that call to action. So better than right in the end, and certainly better right than at the very beginning. At the very beginning, it could work if your channel is massive. It's like, hey guys, this video is sponsored by Squarespace or whatever. That's fine. That's all right. Especially if it's just like a standard sponsor that you have. It's not for you, like whatever, if they paid for that spot, no problem. But usually you want to have it somewhere in the middle.
Nice. Love it. Sergey, let's talk about mistakes. Can you list common mistakes that companies still do by creating video content, and your tips how to find a much better way?
Mistakes. Well, the mistake, there are lots of them. I think the big mistake if we were to look at the B2B video is that videos are boring. Certainly. A boring video that has a pretty weak script, that uses, it doesn't have a strong intro. It doesn't have sometimes a strong presenter. So it just not, I'm like, why am I watching this? And they don't present something compelling. They usually tell you something that looks more like from the TV, from the 2000s or from the late 90s. The challenge is that, well, there's no longer the TV. You can watch anything else. So they just make the videos that are not strong, that don't have a strong script, and often people there are either a little bit fake or using a little bit too many marketing words, like this is going to scale well, or this is going to be this next big thing, this is going to disrupt everything. They're using words that just don't mean anything, the marketing words, the buzzwords, which you absolutely want to avoid because nobody really knows what it means. Everybody just tosses the word around. And then they are a little bit either too highly produced or too terribly produced. It's an odd balance because in B2B you have videos that are produced like a movie that it's just not necessary. Like I'm basically talking to you, and then like I'm like the camera focuses on me straight ahead, and then in 3 seconds the camera cuts and shows me from the side. I could guarantee you nobody cares how I look from the side. Absolutely zero people care about it, but they put the second camera and they charge extra $2,000 that company to show my side of the face. Why? It's just stupid. Because that's been a standard for 15 years, I could guarantee you it means nothing. And then sometimes they show the B-roll. The B-roll that like with people who look like robots. They're not real, but everybody keeps showing it. Doesn't help. Doesn't help. just take your camera, film people in your office, show real people, real humans. I guarantee you it's going to work so much better. And by the way, it's free. Like you don't have to pay for that B-roll that the company charges you. So there's a lot of mistakes, and fundamentally that makes video that is a little bit too boring and a little bit too not very relevant. But it does look nicely produced. On the other end, there are videos that are produced absolutely terribly. So there are companies who are like, well, we can just turn on the web camera like this and then just record a video and it's going to be fine. No, most of the time your audio is pretty shitty. If your audio is terrible, people are not going to listen to you. If your camera quality is not great, that could work. If you get good personality, you're talking about something compelling. But if the audio sucks, it's game over.
Yeah. Yeah, got it.
And
Yeah.
the reason why it all happens, Anatoly, is because there's nobody who understands how to produce videos on a YouTube level, on a creator level. Very few people. There are a few B2B companies that know how to do it. There's HubSpot, there is Lemlist. There are a few starting to appear that basically what they've done, they've hired individual YouTube creators. They're paying them a couple of grand a month, and they basically like myself, and then they're creating videos for them. There's one person who knows how to do it, and they do it, and it does work well. It does look great, but most of the times, most of the other companies, they're still doing it by hiring expensive production companies.
Nice, nice. When we had the first episode, AI was not like we have today, ChatGPT, many other things. So ChatGPT changed the game, and
Yes.
I spoke with Jeff Coyle, co-founder of Market Muse, and he told me that in the future we will have three companies. The first company will develop AI, the second company will implement AI, and the third company will be obsolete. So nobody cares about this company. So
Yes.
I see content creators use a lot ChatGPT to create texts, even to draw pictures. With DL2. What about video content? What do you think? Do we need to use AI video editors today? And if it's yes, then tell how to do it.
Yeah, of course. I don't think the AI is there yet for video. For I don't think it's ready yet for the videos that people would want to be watching.
Yeah.
You can make videos with AI that are decent, that are far better than what we had before. That like purely robo voice, just with like some really terrible slides. It can do a lot better. It can get contextual pictures. It could get decent contextual B-roll. It could automate it. It could speak like a human. So that is fantastic. The challenge is that it's still not the video people want to watch. So yes, you can make a video faster, and yes, it is a lot better, but most of the time, it is not the video that people would want to be watching, which is, of course, what you care about and the reason why you want to be making the video. What I think about AI, I think it's going to absolutely change everything because of it is just it is a technology that is far more powerful than anybody could have imagined. For example, if you're transcribing text, you're doing transcripts, or you're doing video scripts, ChatGPT could help a lot. I don't think it's good enough yet to write the script, because it can write a script, and it's pretty good actually. For a lot of people, it's quite decent. It sometimes is not able to fully mimic your style, especially if you're a good writer. If you're a good writer, yeah, like there's still ways that you can do it quite a bit better, because it's still a little bit of a computer. But that said, I don't think we're far away from a point where it will create unbelievable quality, unbelievable. And I think this will happen very soon with ChatGPT 4.5 or 5, whatever they call it. It is incredibly powerful. They're going to take out the character limits that they have. I think it's about 15,000 characters with space right now, the amount of text you could paste. I'm sure there will be an opportunity to train the model better, meaning you will be able to have a folder. Like marketers have a swipe file where they have the best examples of stuff. Well, the same way you would have a swipe file for a writing style or for script style, and you would just take the very best ones, and then you would upload it into ChatGPT, and then you would start from that. You could do it now, but the thing is that because of the character limit, you cannot upload a lot of different samples. You could upload them in chunks. If you upload them in chunks, you're using those 25 or 35 requests per 3 hours. So there's a bit of a limitation there. That will be changed. But the short answer, yes, AI will be a big differentiator, and people will be replaced when it comes to video.
Yeah, you replied to my next question, about the future. So anyway, that's why I'm asking another question about your experience. I found that I usually get high results with clients who understand SEO. So if they understand, then yeah, we can go ahead to create high quality content, to rank well. But if they don't, I usually tell them, take my course, learn from best experts like Lily Ray, Mike Phillips, Chelsea Alves, plus 20 top experts created video content and articles for my course. It costs like $10-20, not a lot, but they can learn the basic, how it works. Then we can cooperate together. Can you tell, if you started today from scratch without any experience, how to learn about creating video content?
Yes, how to learn to create video content. I think the best way is to start creating video content on TikTok, and just watch other creators how they do it. And I think follow your interest slash your goal, in a sense that if you're creating video for fun, then certainly lean into your interests, what you're interested in, and then just start making videos on TikTok with your phone. This is by far the best opportunity that exists. I would not even care about YouTube at all, for at the beginning, because TikTok just has so much more organic reach. It shows it to way more people. But then if you're doing it for the business side, I would find business related accounts on TikTok and literally just copy them and start doing that for your business. Like, what are the key questions that people ask you in your sales process, in your marketing? What are they most misunderstand about your product, about the challenges of the industry, about the challenges of your competitor landscape? Start talking about it. Share results, share what you've done, share what you're working on, and you're going to start seeing results. Literally would film it with a phone, would make sure it's done consistently every week. And then later on, you could move on to doing it for YouTube Shorts, which basically is the same thing, except that it has to be 60 seconds long and not longer. But that would be the easy. Like, I wouldn't worry about anything else. Literally, just take a phone with a TikTok.
Nice. Love it. I need to get back my TikTok. I had to change the account, to watch again these videos on TikTok, because guys, don't get this trap, as I did before, so
Yes.
TikTok can learn your mind and share content that you can't stop watching.
It's too good. It's better than Instagram. It's even better than Instagram.
Yeah, love it. Sergey, it's a big pleasure again to get on my show, to learn from you. Tell our audience the best way how to keep learning from you, how to reach out to you, how to follow you.
Yeah, so the best way is to connect with me either on LinkedIn or on YouTube. So LinkedIn would be, we'll have a link somewhere with my URL. You guys could just go and just hit connect, send me a message. That would be probably the easiest way. My YouTube channel, it's called SRE Live. It's purely about Ukraine and Russia. If you're interested in that topic, of course, give it take a look at it. I'm posting videos regularly there, and those will be the best channels. I have a TikTok account, but I need to start back working on it because I've been taking a pause lately. So LinkedIn and YouTube will be best.
You did this post as well. I got it.
Yes.
I know TikTok is TikTok knows how to make that people can make a post, like
it is
in PokerStar. Yeah,
it is hard, and I think with TikTok, I've made quite a few videos, and I was getting a lot of comments. So like I would get a couple hundred comments per video, and it's difficult to respond to all of them. I certainly don't have that much experience in responding to that many comments. So like if I try to respond to all of them, it will take me like 25 minutes per video. And it takes time. It takes time, and then there are a lot of nasty comments because, of course, this is politics and war. There's going to be bots. There's going to be people calling you names, which is okay. That's a part of the game. But it was certainly something that I'm figuring out how to deal with this, like comments wise. Like, how do I want to respond, but I need to find a way to do it better.
Yeah, got it. By the way, in PokerStar, I don't play poker, but I know from my friend, they have the feature, for example, to pause playing for some time, like for a month or for a few weeks. That means you can't use PokerStar for this time if you set up this feature, because people can lose a lot of money, playing this game. I think TikTok can use the same feature, to stop watching TikTok videos, because 2 hours, for me it's hard to stop watching these videos. Yeah, so crazy.
That's a great point, and I'll briefly mention. So I haven't done too much of it, but there is in iOS in Apple iOS, there is a setting that they've introduced, I think, with iOS 14, where you could set time limits per specific apps. You could set time limits per 24 hours, and I think time limits per week for specific applications. So the moment, let's say, the time runs out, let's say you set an hour for TikTok, the time runs out, the app is going to be locked. So you can't actually use it. You will need to go back to settings. You will need to unlock it with your passcode, and then you will need to say, okay, I understand, and then you need to click quite a lot of things. So you could set time limits for specific applications in your iOS. This is built in by Apple. It takes a little bit of time to set up, but that would be probably one way. And I need to do it myself for Twitter.
Yeah,
Twitter.
But I know me. I will change the settings if I get this limit.
Yeah. So.
Okay, guys, thanks a lot for listening, watching us. I'll submit all links to YouTube channel, to other website content, to LinkedIn account in the description below. You can follow Sergey. You can reach out to ask a lot more questions, and see you next time.
Thank you, Anatoly. Thanks, guys.